Good morning, everybody. How you all doing today? I hope you all are doing okay, staying safe. I hope you all are saying your prayers for one another. Just remember, we have a lot of people that are dealing with loss right now. Just keep everybody in your prayers, whether you get along or not. That shouldn't matter. Just pray for one another. And I hope you all can tune in this morning. I got a lot to talk about today. We have a lot of people that are looking for jobs, that are applying for jobs. And we have these sites that post all these openings for our entities, for our tribe. However, when you apply, it's not what is posted, or it's been closed, or they've already done the interviews. There's just reason after reason for all of this. So I've been wondering, I've been dealing with the tribal court for a while. I try to call every week and make sure that they don't have any more of my paperwork to just throw in my yard. We had that incident where Rory and Ivan had went to my previous residence and tried to serve my father with paperwork for me, and he told them I don't live there, and everybody knows I don't live there. So Rory just threw it back out. I deal with this court a lot. I call them a lot to try and stay in communication with them, so they don't have to do that anymore, because my dad's not one to keep putting up with it. He's just gonna get annoyed with it. But I've been calling and wondering where all my things are, why it's taking so long. Well, we have another court clerk gone. I wasn't even sure how she became the criminal court clerk in the first place, but we have Miss Irma Ellert. This little girl was put into the criminal court case and put in charge of all my cases because nobody else wanted to. And as young as she is, she did a good job. She tried to communicate with me. They just kind of threw her in there. And this little girl, she got it. She made herself try and understand all of these things. Whether she truly understood our laws and how to interpret them, I'm not too sure, but she tried. Okay, this little girl did try. Don't get me wrong here. But I was told that she's no longer there. And then Miss Schaefer will be taking over my cases again, or the criminal cases again. Okay, fine. And I thought, man, what happened to Irma? She was really doing good. And we've been asking about all these positions that are posted. Who's going to get them if they're closed, and you have all these applicants, qualified applicants, educated applicants? Who's going to get these positions that are already closed, that they did not hold interviews for? I don't think so. But we have new emergency assistant program. Sharissa Mangus is the program coordinator. I don't really know her. I don't know if she has the qualifications or the education for this. I don't even know how the hiring process went for this, because these are jobs that have been checked on, and people are actually applying and waiting for these positions for an interview. Tracy and Irma Ellert are admin assistants. Tracy's been there a long time. I can see, I can understand that, because there's, she's been there a while. I'm not sure where the admin assistant position came from. I'm not sure where it came from, but it's there, and there's 2 people already filling it. My thing is, Miss Ellard just seems to be getting these positions that aren't even, I'm not even sure if she's applying for these positions. And if so, what qualifications does she hold for these positions? Because these are big positions. These are important positions. The criminal court clerk alone was a big position. Big. My point being with this little girl, I'm so sorry because I don't really think she has the intention. I just think it's the family that's helping. Because you honestly there's just no way that you can tell me that we have a qualified, educated. This individual has an Associates of Applied Science in Hospitality and Tourism Management in hotel and or front operations. Also has completed courses for a second Associates of Science in Business. And this person has applied since, let's see here, May 14th, 2 applications every week. These applications include his resume, this fool, he has got it. He is trying to get his foot in there. But that's not what you need, because he wasn't even called in for these, or his application wasn't even considered for, let's see, he had a supervisor call center, had an unprofessional interview, was not selected, applied for front desk supervisor, stronghold supervisor, HR receptionist, benefits coordinator, NHR. I talked about the accounting the other night that he applied for. There's so many positions. So many positions, and you all are going to tell me that nepotism did not play any part in these hirings here. Someone said, well, Miss Irma Ellard is the niece to Miss Marilee Sines. And I said, yes, but she's also the stepdaughter. Is she not the stepdaughter to Anthony? I just need to understand all this, because I'm not understanding how these people just keep moving from position to position. Some of these positions are not even posted. But ta-da, you're hired. Here's your new job. When we have other people really trying out there, educated people, experienced people. Miss Mangus, what are her qualifications to be a program coordinator? I mean, these are just questions. These are really important to know. What qualifications does she hold to be a program coordinator? And, you know, it really shouldn't be a big thing. People get so mad when you bring things up, but it's not a big thing. You're being put in charge of these big entities, these big programs, these big departments. You're being paid good money. We need to know that you're able to carry this program successfully, understanding what that program consists of, what you need to do for that program. So we have questions. We really would like to know how all of these people are just placed in these jobs. You know, that's 2 family members for Mrs. Sines. Her daughter was placed in the, what is that, the care center. She is also a director of some type of little program there that's pretty important. I know it has to do with our dietary program. We still are waiting for those qualifications. I know you all sent her after she was hired, but what did she possess to get that position when we have others that are qualified? We just have to stop overlooking all of our qualified people and just putting our family, and you all got to start seeing this. You got to start seeing this. You know, Miss Ellard is running for Vice president? Wow, that's pretty big for us to have this lady who is already displaying this nepotism so strongly, asking for our votes. If we give her our votes, will we just continue to be treated this way and just sit back and watch her family and friends just climb without any justification for it? I mean, these are just some good questions we need to know. We have these insane directors all over. That should not be directors in any way. And I'm sorry, I understand some of you probably have been there long, have whatever, but no, it's not fair that all of these educated people are just sitting here being pushed to the curb while you all are just hiring your friends and family uneducated and letting our entities, our departments suffer. Just go down, down, down. It's so crazy. Mr. Mendez, have you had any type of meeting, any type of anything for the community, to talk to your community, Mr. Martinez? We all have all these allegations of Mr. Martinez. I've put up all of our paperwork on him. Has anybody heard from these candidates running? The paperwork is there. It shows everything. It shows from beginning to end, I believe, if you look at Mr. Martinez's. Now, Mr. Mendez, he doesn't have much. It's just that right now he's got family climbing without any reason. We also... Mr. Mendez, have you ever been in the Army Reserve, or is it? I'm sorry, but I have so many notes here because people just would like to know about all of these questions, all of these things that come up. Because look, it's the end of October. It's the end of October. The only person who has attempted or who has had anything was Mr. Rocha. Mr. Dekai could not, understandably could not, and he did attempt. What about these other people that are running? What about what their intentions are for our people? Their thoughts on all of this nepotism that goes on in our entities, in our tribal offices. How is this okay? How is it okay that we just keep on allowing all of these felons and crooks and all of them to run our entities? I was told that we'll be possibly getting $1,000 stimulus for Christmas. Is this going to be on top of the dividends that you owe? Because, you know, we're really behind on this. And Frizzell claims to have one of these big entities, you know, running this great entity of his. When will we start to benefit from that? Not just them. Because, you know, he just took his big 5-bedroom home, $500,000 home off of Zillow. It's off the market now. He pulled it the other day. When will we all as Mescalero Apache tribal people begin to receive benefits the same way as Frizzell and Warner and our leaders do? These leaders went to Las Vegas for that gaming conference. What did you learn, Gabe? What did you gain from that? What did you bring back for our entity? Yesterday, the missus and her mom, Miss Dorlin, attended the game. we just sit here and watch all of these leaders just go and go and go without answering for all of these allegations. Dorlin and Robin still have not said one word about their shopping spree. How often does that happen? She wants our vote. She's trying to get votes this time to get into council. She needs to talk about things, explain what her plans are, where all those Pendletons went, where those purses went. It's just crazy the way our tribe is being run. You can look at it and nothing is done about it. Nothing. Instead of helping their people, they just fight against them. You ask them a question, they're going to try and push you to nothing. Literally, they try to push you to nothing. No hearts. Just plain and simple, their hearts are for themselves. So we need to ask all of these candidates running if they can explain how, especially the sitting candidates, how they're going to be different, how they're going to do different for our tribe. Because we're already seeing nepotism and they're still council members. So if Anthony and Marilee get in, can you all explain how this nepotism is going to be changed? What are you all's thoughts on nepotism? We'd really like to know what you all's thoughts are on nepotism. Closing jobs. Close it. I got a brother, sister, friend, aunt, uncle. Who knows? Who knows? But it's not fair to our people. It is not fair to our people. We have people that have associate degrees, applied science in hospitality and tourism management, in hotel front operations. Isn't that crazy? That's just his first associates. Just his first. His second one is in business, science and business. But can't get one job, but we're putting all of these people, Sharissa Mangus, Tracy, Irma. I'd like to know where this little girl's qualifications are. How we just keep putting these people here. We have directors that have no business being anywhere. Elgin. Not only was he not qualified and did not want the position, stated that he is not qualified to take that position, but he took it. He seen the dollar signs and took it. Why didn't you all send him and train him like you did everybody else, like you do now? You're hiring all these uneducated people and then sending them to try and train them just for them to leave. We have so many non-tribals. We just got too much. Alan. Why are we supporting Alan? I don't get that either. Harriet, Henrietta, Lane, Helen. Why do these people get to just continue to throw around their positions and bully their own employees? Take advantage of all of their tribal members. Frizzell and his dad, Lucas, Francis, Jeff Martin, Betty Shant. I don't know if she's a manager, and I know that Lane and Helen aren't, but I know that their behavior and they're on the clock. Lane's some type of manager. She's writing people up left and right, going through emails, holding their cell phones. You all need to look into this because that's wrong. That is wrong. We have our emergency manager. What are you doing right now for our tribe, right now with this situation going on? Probably nothing. It takes education. It takes education to hold these positions. Some type of knowledge. He has not shown that he possesses any of that. But we're going to give him 4 titles, you all. 4 titles. No education, but we're going to give this felon 4 titles. And then we have our General Counsel, Nelva. Education. But man, her eyes and her heart sure seem dollar signs. And there went that education. Just allowing, if not encouraging, all of this illegal activity. You're supposed to be our eyes and ears telling us, nope, that's not right. We can't do that. That's not good for our people. No. But look, we literally set you all up. You got two or three titles under you. Emergency manager over there's got 4. Clyde. I mean, I think there's enough of you to know when I say Clyde, that's just it, Clyde. He's our counselor at the jail. Our counselor for our prisoners. Terry Lee. Terry Lee gets way too much money. Too much money to sit there and eat and go work out on her own schedule. We sit there and wait for calculations until she's ready, until she's gonna do them. I have lists for years that just built waiting for calculations. Another position just moved right into, and it shows. John Lathan, Chris Little, John Montoya, Brian Torres, Rufus Sago. It just goes on and on. It just goes on and on. We have people working in our casino handling money that have previously been terminated for stealing, embezzlement, whatever it be. They've lost license because they were stealing, and they are in our casino with no cameras over them, with all that money. Y'all leaders need to start looking into this, because this is a lot of serious allegations. You have a lot of directors that have no business being directors, and that continue, not just once or twice, but continue to go out and display this behavior. Every weekend, every other night, just gonna drink uncontrollably and do something else. Get another DUI. But I'll go back to work. Ask these leaders that are running and these new candidates how we're gonna help our alcohol issue, our drug issue. Getting our jails built. And when you come to jail and you're released, what do you do to help them from there? Because you seriously can't tell me we're helping them now with this court we have in place. No, you just can't. You just have these people. You're just throwing family and friends in all these departments, and then you're preaching to your people that you have all these openings and you need to get back to work and you need to do this and that, but you're not calling them. When will your people start to matter? When will your people start to live the same lifestyle that you all live? How many of you would like to own a tribal home? let alone a $500,000 home. I sat in a court hearing, illegal court hearing. There was 2 tribal members that filed on me. Not tribal members, they weren't tribal, non-tribal members. 2 non-tribal members that filed on me in my court. And it just went to show that the knowledge of our codes and even our tradition that was tried to be used in that courtroom was not there to even just understand the aspect that we're sitting in a courtroom with 2 non-tribals where my traditions don't apply to them. But that's how it was treated. We really got to start looking at these people we put in these important positions and make sure that they understand what they're doing, what they're in charge of. We're putting people in jail. That jail, we don't need to put our people there. And then if we do, we need to help them. We have the same people going in and out of the jails, in and out of the jails. When are we going to help them? When are we going to start addressing this? When are we going to start giving our people homes instead of giving our COO homes, our basketball coaches vehicles and bonuses? When do you start giving your people bonuses? When do you start giving your people homes? It's been 11 years that Aguilar has been in office, and I feel like our people are suffering more now than ever. More they are suffering. Not his people, but the rest of us, yes. They see to it. They see to it. If you're not suffering enough, let me help you. I'll push you down some more. This Christian leader of ours. This godly man who speaks so much prayer for his people, does so little for them. We appreciate the prayer. We appreciate the prayer. But we need to start seeing actual answers for these prayers. You're the one who's supposed to be helping us with these prayers of homelessness, drug addiction, unemployment. Man, we have such a huge turnaround rate, and we don't even bother to look at these directors that are leading these departments with these huge turnaround rates. Why do we continue to lose money on all of these people that we have no business paying in the first place? And it starts right there with our president. We lose a lot of money. And I was told, is it to my understanding that they as well got COLA? Did our our entities receive a COLA? Or was it just the tribal employees and the tribal leaders? Because Gabe does not even earn what he makes now. He has no homes to show. Our people, our homeless rates since he's been in office have increased. Go to housing, ask any of the people on that list. Oh, I'm number 100, 200. What is it? What are we now? 34 years, 34 or 35 years. My dad waited for a home. And that's just a man with no children. How many people do we have with children waiting for homes? How many people do we have with multiple families under one roof? Do you know how bad it is? How dangerous that is for our children, our women, our young men to be victimized? We're not addressing the alcoholism. We're helping it. We sell it everywhere. Everywhere. The drugs are sold all over. You can sit in almost any parking lot and see it happen. You can look into our people's faces, their eyes, and see them disappearing from us. And instead of going and helping your people in some type of way, you're helping yourself. Celebrating yourself. You had a huge celebration to honor you. What was to honor? My understanding is that tribal employees that were called back to work by late December 2020 received a $1,000 bonus. What about the rest of them? I cannot see past the $1,000 bonus. It doesn't let me open it while I'm on my live. But what about the rest of them? Because, you know, most of the people called back by then, most, I'm not saying all, most, were friends and family. They didn't even call back the people that they should have. The people waiting to be called back were never called back. They were just replaced. Someone was just put in their spot. How is that fair? How is that fair to all of our front line, all of the people trying now? How do you keep just helping your own and not helping all your people? Gabe, when are you going to answer for all of our homeless people? When are you going to answer for our dividends that we have not received in how many years? 3+ years now? These stimulus are not dividends, you all. They're stimulus. They're just that. And they're labeled stimulus because they're just that. They are not. They are not from our entities, anything. We have not received anything. These directors, all these leaders, they receive Frizzell, Warner, but we have not received. When you all speak to these people, you got Anthony, Eddie, Gina, Marilee, Dorlin, Fernando, Sandra, and Gary Lee. You know, Sandra and Gary Lee are not sitting in there right now, but they have. Ask, when do we start seeing our money from our tribe? When do we see that? Not just them, but all of us. Ask Marilee for a job. Ask her and Anthony to help you get a job. This young man who has all this education, who has been just looked over for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7+ jobs, 2 associate's degrees, 2, and just looked right over. Go take all of your stuff, your application, your resume, your degrees, everything, to Anthony and Marilee and ask them how these 3 individuals were placed in there, and asked why you weren't interviewed. Go ask them. You know, all of us have a right to know how this keeps happening. How these council members just keep doing all of this selfish, illegal behavior, and we just keep allowing it. Mr. Mendez, did you at one time want to be a Marine? Because, I mean, if you're not going to follow through on that or desert that, then you need to explain how we're supposed to continue to support and give you our vote. These are all serious allegations and questions that these people running need to answer and address. Voting is just right around the corner, and none of them have addressed us. Just their fake profiles. And I mean, I understand that these leaders know and want to say like some parts of what they're doing on these profiles, but they need to say everything. Gabe has the technology. He completely understands how to do this live feed. He could start answering about our homeless in his 11 years, why he's done nothing for them. What he's going to do about our drug addiction, how we're going to help fight that, how we're going to help get our people back. We can't keep making it so easy for them to kill themselves. Gabe, how do we have all these directors in these positions without qualifications? Illegal. I mean, some of them have DUIs, have assault and battery, kidnapping. Man, it just goes on and on. And I understand with your background how you think it's okay, but can you justify it to all of us? Because we don't understand. We're out here trying to make a living, support our families. And you're out here just pushing down, just piling on top of us instead of helping. But when you look at your friends and family, you should send all of your people and pay for rehab for all of your people, not just your friends. And then when they come out from rehab or from prison, give them all a job as directors or whatever their position is. Look around you all. Ask Aguilar, why are we paying him? Why are we paying him when he has done nothing for his job? He has failed at his job. Going on all of these lavish trainings for nothing. His wife and in-laws all going on these big lavish trips while we're all over here wondering how all of this is happening, all this money, all of these. We probably had special meetings last week just to pay for that trip yesterday. All these illegal meetings they have. Frizzell, are we going to be tearing down the buffet and remodeling it? And if so, how much will that cost? And where is that money coming from? These are big questions. We still haven't heard back about our ski area. Nothing from our leaders, nothing. They just keep everyone in the dark and just keep doing these dangerous decisions. High dollar amount, dangerous decisions. Okay, Gabe, you are not just a Marine, but you are also an Army. You were in the Army. But we got our flags. Like, I don't even understand why veterans would even be saying, what's wrong with our flags? Why aren't they fixed? Why are we flying our flags like that? You can go to the inn and explain to Frizzell maybe how that should work. We just need to do better from this person who just uses his Marine background, his Army background so much, but just displays so much disrespect in every way. We need to get rid of this president, get him out of there, so we can start looking into all of this, how our people are just being looked over for these positions. how we can address this homeless issue, how we can start taking care of our people and getting them help, saving our babies. Some of you look at your family like dead in the face. You that sit right there in those chambers, look at your family dead in the face, knowing you're losing them, and you do nothing. And you spend your money on all these ridiculous things instead of helping. I don't understand why we keep paying Aguilar and Frizzell and our safety manager and our general counsel and all these insane directors that are not doing their jobs. Half of them felons. The safety manager refuses to prove anything. And instead of having to prove anything, has been given four titles. Man, imagine his pay. This cousin of Mr. Aguilar's. Do you all see what I mean here? It's just too much that we're doing for these people and they're not doing for their own people. We have a whole tribe out here to look out for. How many tribal members are being ignored while just the same little group just continues to grow? We need to have some type of general meeting, some type of debate. I mean, something you candidates should really get together and talk about how you're going to go and inform your people and ask for their votes. Not just talk about your menus or who are you going to hire to cook for you that day or who did you hire to make your bread or, I mean, these just shouldn't be the questions we're asking. Our questions should be for our tribe, to benefit our tribe. How is this going to help our tribe? What are you going to do for our tribe? Those of you that were previously in there, what are you going to do differently? We have not heard nothing. We're just supposed to give Garilee our vote after she committed adultery and then banished a woman for fornication. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one because I just don't get it. So ask her that. Why do you want our vote, Garilee, if you are going to go and do that? How can you punish one thing and do another? These are all questions you need to ask because they want our votes again after failing already. Anthony, Eddie, Marilee, Dorlin, and Fernando, you're sitting in there. Gina, you're sitting in there. What are you doing for us now that we should give you our vote again? Sandra has sat in there. Just things that would be good to know how you're going to help your people. All I ever hear out of Marilee is prayer, prayer, prayer. Maybe, I don't know, it works for her and her family, obviously, but it's not working for all of us. So maybe you can explain how you're going to use that towards your people and helping it to benefit all of your people, not just your family. What are we going to do for our community right now to keep them safe? Do we have any mask mandates? What are we doing for our people? Are we just going to add them to that ridiculous piece of plyboard falling apart down there and have another beautiful ceremony for that waste of money? Felon leading us. Waste of money felon leading us. And if you're not a felon, Gabe, that's all you need to do. is let your people know. All you need to do, all of you sitting in those chambers every day collecting money so easily, is use this same little phone, the same little technology to update your people. Build that trust, because you have nothing with your people. Nothing. You've let them down in such a huge way. Such a huge way. You all have to understand that. You're sitting in those chambers and you're such a disappointment because you just have no communication, nothing to show for sitting in those chambers. Every day you sit in those chambers. And the only people we see benefit from it is you all. You all. Literally your $1,000 bonus to the people who came back by December 2020 is the biggest bull I've seen. I don't know how. I mean, you all didn't even call back the people that should have been called back. You put people in their place. We got to stop seeing with greed. Start helping all of your people. Explain where all of that money went. Because you all are just greedy, taking, and not explaining anything, and expecting us to just sit here quietly and accept it. 3 years, you all. 3 years. Gabe and our council has not given us a dividend. 3 years. One of their biggest reasons is we're just going to use it for alcohol. What are you doing to address that? What are you doing to help? How are you helping all of these alcoholics? You have grandparents taking care of children, their grandchildren, aunties, uncles, sisters. I mean, you just have siblings taking care of their own children. Do you think of them when you're saying no? Or you're just trying to find one reason to use as a validation? No, that's it. That's the reason we're going to use. But not help in any way. You're not only avoiding helping your people, you're helping them. You're helping them. You're practically buying it for them. You just have it right there. So ask these candidates running, go ask Gabe, all the council sitting now, where's all our dividend all of these years? Are we giving Frizzell another $5 million to redo our buffet? How did this little Ellard girl get the admin position? We got to stop looking at these and putting our own family in there. Have a heart to everybody. I have all these questions I've asked our admin, and not once have they ever answered. I did one post the other night on Myra La Paz, and that lady made sure she has some type of contact with me, spoke to me, and herself. That showed more professionalism than any of those leaders. Myra, you go run for president. You got my vote. At least you called. You tried to explain all of your situation. And don't get me wrong, she has all of that, but she explained herself and all that she had to go through to get to where she is. And anybody who doesn't like where she's at, go ask her. She'll sit down and explain how she got there. Don't go ask her daughters. They're all... But go ask her. Because she'll tell you herself. We have some people that will call to address the things I say like nothing. These are the people that should be running our tribe, not these cowards that won't answer us. They're paid to answer us, to inform us, not to just keep taking our money, giving it to Frizzell. I don't even know why Frizzell is still running our entity. I don't understand how he's still there. No education, asking for an expungement from the government. How's that going for you, Frizzell? Why are we just going to keep allowing Frizzell and all of his buddies to just keep running our entity so dangerously, so selfishly? You have tribal members that are being mistreated over there, that aren't even being considered for employment, some of them. And then if you are, you're going to be mistreated. If you don't know the right people, or they don't like you, or you're not kissing their butt, who knows what it is, they're going to mistreat you. And that's not right, especially if you are a tribal member and you're treating your tribal members like that. You're their supervisor. I do have to give that to my previous supervisor, I guess, Kateri. She didn't do that. You treat everybody the same. You don't belittle them, talk down on them, threaten them with write-ups, ridiculous write-ups. You managers doing interviews, don't do the interview if you don't know what you're doing. We have an HR department that you're supposed to be able to go report to at the inn. Nobody wants to report there because nothing's going to be done. Why? We need to look into all of this. I mean, this is just enough. No more paying Frizzell. No more paying Frizzell. He just sold his home or removed it from the market. We don't need to pay him no more. $500,000 home. He's over here renting out condos, apartments, whatever. Why are we paying him so much to do nothing for us, to lose so much in our entity? Why are we catering to Alan? Alan and all his little pets. Every big shindig we have, alcohol left over, goes to Alan. Why? We have this lady, Amber Luna, over here covering for him. I understand that she's non-tribal, and I can completely see how Alan would do that. So maybe we should talk to Miss Luna and have her take over Alan's position, or something needs to be done about Alan. There's no reason for him to still be there. I mean, Alfred didn't get voted in. We're slowly getting there with all of these men and their inappropriate behavior. Please go and talk to all of these people running. Ask them about go talk to our sitting council. Ask them, are we getting $1,000 stimulus in December? And where is the rest of the money? You all go all over the place. You're over here paying your coaches, paying all of your friends, going on shopping sprees on the tribe. So where's the rest of the money for all of your people? Where is the rest of the money for all of your people? 3 years you have not paid your people. Where's all that money? You all need to start asking questions. It's all right to know why these leaders and these COOs and these directors' waistlines are getting bigger. Why their waist is getting bigger. Why their family and friends are thriving. And man, they're not thriving and staying on that straight line They don't even have a line to stay on. There's no rules for them. Just do whatever. Really needs to be addressed. Really needs to be asked. We should all matter. We should all matter. We should all be able to have the same luxuries as they do, because that is our money. Our money. Yes, gordos. To the max. Their pockets, their bellies, while they step all over their people. Oh, I stop and give them blankets and jackets. That's nice. You should give them homes. That's your position. Gabe starts his day with his daily prayer. We don't want your prayer anymore. We want your actions. We want to see what you're going to do for your people, not just the words that are doing nothing for us, just yourself. Just yourselves. So please, you all, go up to these sitting council members and leaders and ask them. Ask why we pay the safety manager 4 titles, the general counsel 3 titles, why we're paying all of these directors, these uneducated felons. Half of them are felons. But yet we have our other educated tribal members just being ignored. Ask Marilee and Anthony how you too can get jobs and just go from here to there to there. Ask, because that's what's happening right here. And if I'm wrong, please, Miss Marilee, you're the one who said you were going to go and set up this whole live broadcast to communicate and talk with your people. That has not happened. I'll share her words again. She put it in her little post to say that she was not in those council chambers when Judge Dahl went in there to discuss harm to be done to me. That she did not have anything to do with that. It would be really good to know who did. Anthony's sister stated that he also tried to defend me and got in trouble against he was defending me against a non-tribal, doing illegal violations to my rights. So ask these questions, because it's just too much going on, unanswered for. Why we're paying all of these council members to meet every day and they won't even communicate with us. 3 years they have not given us a dividend. Where's all that money? 3 years we haven't gotten a dividend. Where's all that money? Did we just add it to Frizzell's bank account with his home? Man, this is just crazy. We got mail people over here keeping mail. If you all experience any type of mail tampering, report it. You can file, because it's bad enough that we wait for our mail until 8 at night sometimes. But I guess I should understand, sometimes we have these big events that she has to go work at as well. You know, our 2-job policy doesn't mean anything when it comes to these directors and these big heads. Our courts, our entities everywhere needs to remember their tribal members come first. Tribal preference. Stop hiring all these non-tribals and then sending them to get trained, education. No, that makes, like I said, we're ass backwards. We got to get these wheels turning, going forward. Ardina, where's your moving these wheels forward? Along with that comes communication, going forward, opening those doors, talking to your people. You younger ones that are in there right now, explain to them how this technology works so that they can communicate with us. We can hear our meetings. We can hear what you all really vote on, who votes for what. These are things we have a right to, you all, that they hide so hard. They fight so hard to keep that from us, and it is our right. Please start asking these questions of these leaders. I could go on and on. I'll wait today and whenever for those. Go to Res Apache. Go to their post, their page. They post, these leaders post so much on these pages. A lot. And I'll cut out, I'll screenshot it and cut out all the things I really think you all need to hear. Then again, you want a good laugh, go to some of their posts and read some of them. They're pretty crazy. Literally, they're pretty crazy. But you all have a good day. Pray for one another. Stay safe. If you go somewhere, wear your mask. I have too many pictures of Gabe in Vegas in all of these trainings with no mask. Our safety manager. Wear your mask. If you cannot breathe under that mask, then that's something you got to take up with yourself. You got to take that up with yourself. But y'all continue to pray. Just pray for your people. Keep your people as safe as you possibly can. Do everything in your power to keep them safe. Just because you're vaccinated, don't think you're exempt from this virus. You're not. You're not. That vaccination does not. It's not going to do it. I'm sorry, and it shows. So please, don't act careless just because you're vaccinated. Stay on your toes. Once these leaders update us on these profiles, these fake profiles they have, I will share it because that's the only information we get from them. So when you all see them, ask them. Ask them, where's our money? Ask them, where's our homes, our jobs, our help, our help. You all have a blessed day. Keep fighting. Don't let all of this discourage you. All these jobs you apply for and someone else gets it that you know shouldn't. Don't give up. Don't give up. We just have so many unqualified people running departments because of nepotism, or who knows, maybe they were Frizzell's previous strippers. Frizzell's previous strippers, that alone, I just don't understand how he's even still there. Don't give up. Keep fighting, because eventually you'll win. You'll win. Your education is so intimidating to these people, and it shows. All of you ask questions. It is our right to ask these questions. These ones that are running again, it's important that you ask them their views on all of this and how they're going to help address some of this, and how they're going to be fair to all their people. And then the ones sitting in there walking around high and mighty every day, whether they're running or not, or leaving, whatever, ask them too. Ask them, where's our money? And ask them how they can hold their head so high when we're losing so many people. Have a good day, you all. Stay safe, please.